February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty God. February, March, April, May, June down to December.
It's a beautiful day and welcome to Impact Live. My name is Felix Akordazi. Wherever you're watching us from, I want to say good morning, good afternoon or good evening to you. That's depending on the time and the place you're watching us from. If you're watching us on television, I want to welcome you to the most impactful program right here from Africa to the rest of the world. We are live on television and also alternatively on YouTube. Head straight to our YouTube channel, that is Impactlive, Impact Live, and then you add with Felix Dazi. That's what you have on your screen. If you finish watching on television, I advise you to go on YouTube, you subscribe, and then you can watch over and over and over again. They say repetition is the law of deep and constant impression. So once it gets to you, you listen to it over and over and over again. We have interactive sessions with great ministers of the gospel that you will love to hear from. Questions concerning ministry, questions concerning every facet of Christendom is found on that channel. So Impactlive with Felix Dazi. So after watching us on television, head straight on there and subscribe, and then you can get to receive daily information. Well, my guest for today met some 6 years ago. We had an awesome time on television, and today we get to talk again. After this break, Bishop Dr. Mercy Wood is my guest for today. She is one of the senior pastors, and she is the pastor of, I should say, the co-general overseer, if there is a word to use like that, of the Power Center International in the UK. I follow her a lot. I follow her feature a lot. And today we have her in Ghana, and we'll be talking to her about some of the works that she's doing to impact society and to impact the world at large. After this break, she is my guest for today. But I want you to take a look at this, some of the projects she's been undertaking, and also her administration in church, and we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. This is Impact Live. My name is Felix Dazi. I'll be back.
February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty God. January, February, March, April, May, June down to December.
Go.
Yesterday we came to see this man. As you can see where he's staying.
Yeah.
And he's very sick. Really, really sick. And did you get the medicine? Did they get the medicine for you? Yeah, okay, good. Yesterday we donated some money to get some medicine. Without the medicine, he will go quickly. So we managed to get some money for him to go and get some, the wife to go and get some medicine for him, and they did. So I promise you, I'm going to bring you a mattress for your room. So that is a mattress that we brought to you. Yeah, so yes. You tell them I know you because I was here when you were born. So I know you.
Yeah, my name is Elisha Kidi.
I've been brought under Woodward Mission. Since I born, I've been getting the help that the Woodward Mission through Archbishop Messi would have been giving me. And now I'm in secondary school, and she has been supporting me, and she's still supporting me. Whatever I get, without his help, I couldn't even go to secondary school. I've been supported through many ways, and I just want to say thank you for whatever has been giving me, whatever I've been going through. She's standing with me. May God bless you.
Your father was a very good friend of ours. He passed away.
His father was Pastor Piri who brought the bishop
Yeah,
here.
the father was, we call him evangelist.
Yes.
And he was through him that I came to this village or this town. Now it's a town now. Yeah, and I saw him being born, little boy, and we didn't stop from the, as he was born, because things were not very good. But after we supporting him to now, and his guardian who took over to help him, and I'm so glad that he is proud to say that Woodward Mission was there for him.
Yes.
From little baby, and now he's in secondary school, and he just wants to say thank you, that's all. And he just wants to say God bless us. But you see, as we support, I'm really touched. Pastor, I am touched. I am really touched that he wants to, since morning he's been trying to say thank you to me. And it's not only me, it's God who help us. And as people help us, we too will continue to help. People in your position. And I want to encourage you to learn hard. So one day, you'll be in a position where you'll be able to do what? Also help others. So what we can do, we will try and support the church. Because I know you take over from your father. He was a pastor. And so I pray that God will, when you finish, you will even come and teach in the school. You even teach in the school so that you'll be able to, instead of me paying other people, you can also come and teach and get something to help you. And then the person who gave you a room to put your head too, he too will get something small. So thank you for watching, and God bless us all. I'm in a town called Rumpi, Boma, and we just came back from the village. So we thank God. We also thank you because he's been with us thick and thin. It hasn't been easy, I know. But he's been with us for 22 years going. So we thank the Lord for your life. We thank the Lord for all of you in your life. And then God bless you for what you just said. We'll try our best to help.
Yeah, you're going. At night she looked at the shop and everything, sleeping, not knowing what's going to happen. The next morning she wakes up, the shop is not there. At 1 a.m. There was a big food. You can smell. Yeah, the mud is good, the smell, bad smell.
Ndimene ina gumula shopu apopo ndi mitengo mpaka kwa gumula so nyumba huko yetu kulimyala kumene kuja kunyumba mujaji kulimyala kugumula
everything
kili chose tango khala bale kulibe kina kili chose so ndi ndalama yote kapenda ningogulire mandasi akuti ziyambire kapenda ndizigulisha mandasi ndilibe
inanga muzi ngona ngasendera mazosa maika mu shop
muiona yetu.
Says thank you so much. Yeah.
Now you are alive.
Komagwami kamungu fajari niyo mulimo oyo. Katundu hata kupita Mungu wako za kudesa mzabwenezesa kwa moyo wanu ana anusagaza bwenezesa mwapita mwapita. She thank God she's alive.
Yeah. Fuano kaya ni Katundu ngati ndi moyo zamtaniso.
Yeah, she says she thank God she's alive because even these things that she lost she can replace and her life she can replace. Yeah. Itu teman, nyambuka wakupita kuliro mberero ndeti kafika taya hapo.
February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty God. January, February, March, April, May, June down to December.
Welcome back. You're still watching Impact Live, and that was Bishop Mercy Wood there. And you could see some of the charitable works they've done so far, and also her ministry in church. Well, I told you she's my guest all the way from the Power Center International in the United Kingdom. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you, mommy.
Yeah, good to see you. I arrived last night, so
okay.
I'm still jet lagged.
Welcome once again, and I trust that you're doing amazingly well.
By the grace of God.
Okay, and how is Power Center International? How is Bishop Wood?
Archbishop is
Archbishop
fine.
Wood, I should say.
Yes, he's fine.
He's good. Okay.
He's doing the work, and I'm back.
You're back
to
in
do
him.
the mission. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So all is well by the grace.
I wish I will interview him one of these days. One day, yes. When he comes back. I saw someone write a long script about him one time, that he forsake law. And everything, business and everything, just to do the work of ministry.
Yes,
and the person wrote a big recommendation and all that, a great recommendation, and I was inspired.
Wow.
Yes, so your husband is an inspiration to me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll let him know.
Right,
it is nice because you know this work can be a bit sometimes. So it's nice to hear something. In the midst of the storm, it's good to hear something.
Yes,
to encourage you.
I know. Anyway, let me allow you to introduce yourself. Who was Bishop Mercy Wood? I know you, but our guests, our viewers, I should say.
Yes, my name is Archbishop Dr. Mercy Wood.
Okay.
I'm based in London, UK, and we run a church called Power Center Church in London, as well as Woodwell Missions.
Okay.
Woodwell Mission is the charitable side, which I'm the director for that. That's why I'm always on the go.
Okay.
And the Archbishop take care of the churches, more in London.
Okay.
And so, by the grace of God, the charity started in 1994.
1994.
1994.
Wow, that means
a lot of people don't know.
Don't know. Wow.
1994. When we come back on holiday, we don't actually come on holiday. We come and we go to the villages and distribute things to people. That's what we do.
Okay.
And then as time goes by, we graduate. Until 2000, we register it as an official charity based in UK, and then we register it in different countries. We are registered in Zambia, we are registered in Uganda, Malawi.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. And you do a lot of charitable works.
Yes, we do.
We'll talk about it too. Okay. But first of all, let's get to know you have an impactful story that we want to know. First of all, let me find out, is this what you've been looking forward to do all your life? Is this what you had projected doing with your life ever since you were young?
Yes.
Okay.
it's, when you go through some challenges in life, and our mother was a very powerful woman, and I think she had a little bit more money.
Okay.
And so she did help a lot of people, but when unfortunately she died, we became orphans, and so we were all separated to different places.
In Ghana?
In Ghana, yeah.
Okay, where did you grow up? Where were you born?
I was born in Koforodia.
Koforodia, okay.
Yeah, but we live all our life in Akosombo.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you're a Koforodia flower?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
But you lived all your life in Akosombo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and at Timboku precise.
Okay.
Yeah. And so one day I was so sad, and I was going to school barefooted, hungry, and things like that, yeah. Okay. So I sat under a tree. I'm somebody who always pray on my way, even though I was a little girl. But the only thing, the comfort I have is talking to somebody, and later when I found out I was talking to God, telling him about whatever I'm feeling as I was walking. And that's what they used to call me, magic girl.
Okay.
Because if I need money, all I have to do is talk to the person who walk with me. Okay. And sometimes I can feel some people are walking with me as a child.
When you were a child?
When I was
you
a
felt
child.
Some people were walking with you?
Walking with me. And I talk to them too.
You talk to them?
I talk to them.
And did they talk back to you?
Yes. But you will see them.
Who are these people?
Today I can say angels.
They were angels?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had you encountered Jesus at that time?
I go to church. I go to church.
The way you said you go to church at that time?
Yeah, okay. At that time. Because you see, my father and my mother they all Christians.
Okay.
But my mother died when I was about 5.5 years old. And my younger brother, who passed away last year, was 2 years.
Oh.
So we were closely knit children. And so as I was going, I was, I think, 14, 15. And in distress, I spoke to God. This time, I know whom I'm talking to.
Okay.
And so I said to him that if one day he make me somebody, and I will go back to build schools to help the orphans as I was feeling that time, to put a smile on people's face. That is a vow I made. And I quite remember the area where I did that. I went sat under a tree and I was talking to God. And I think God did it for me to be able to sort of, he let me meet my husband. And from then, I went to London.
Okay.
And then I fulfilled the vision, the dream.
That you told God about?
Yes.
So it was because of frustration. It was out of frustration that you said?
It was out for... Then out for, but I think in our family, those who knew us and know my mother, they said my mother used to do that. My mother was a giver. She had money. My mother had money. And she was a businesswoman and a queen mother as well at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. Her sister is still the queen.
The queen, okay.
Up to now.
Up to now,
yeah.
okay.
And she used to help people. They said our house never dry. Always strangers in our house.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I didn't know my mother very well.
Okay, because you were young.
I was very young.
Yeah.
And, but thank God I was with my dad until he was, old.
Okay.
Not old. He was a young one. 76.
76. Okay.
Yeah, young.
Okay. Young. Okay.
Yeah. So that vow that I made, as time goes by, became reality.
Okay.
So I remember 1994, 1979, 89, 80, 89, 1989, 90.
Okay.
We came to Ghana on holiday and went and bought things, and we came in and we decided to distribute in the area that today, you see, whatever you sow, you reap.
You reap, exactly.
The area where we went and donated clothes and pencils and things like that, the same area is where our school is based. But then it wasn't there. But because we saw into the people's life, eventually God made it possible for us to have schools in there.
Okay.
So that is how it's all. So it's unless you are called, what we do, unless you are called.
Okay.
Yes. Some people will say, oh, because she's doing charity, let me go and do it. My friend,
if you are not called, you'll be frustrated.
If you are not called, you'll be frustrated.
Because it's heavy backs, and ever since I've known you, you've come to Ghana. Even before you were doing that. Ever since I knew you come to Ghana to do
exactly. And you know, sometimes people ask, why don't you live in London? Your husband is a lawyer, you know, prosecutor in court. Why don't you enjoy yourself, and why all these charity things and I said, you don't understand. When you make a vow to God, you need to pay.
When you make a vow to God.
To God.
And you think that was your vow to God?
That was my vow.
Because under the tree you told God that if he will make you great.
Yes.
Okay.
I will go back and help people.
Okay.
And that is because I said it. And I know myself. There's a words that I say, even from childhood, that comes through. Sometimes when I was little, when I say things to them, they used to, oh, na. But then all of a sudden, it happens.
It happens,
and they said, hey, this girl. And I've grown to it. You know. So I'm very careful the way that I speak out.
The things that you say.
Yes, I'm very careful. Okay. Especially when I'm hurt. Because it will come to pass.
Do you think words have that much power?
Yes. Yes, because when I declare that, not long, the Lord opened the door for me. And when I went there too, anytime I want to do something for God, I declare it and I tell him, and lo and behold, it happens. That is how our charity runs.
Okay.
Right. So it's something, well, I was told that my mother had that kind of gift, but unfortunately, she didn't live long for us to hear, but at least we benefited from all that. From that. Right. So I can see some of my nephews and nieces, they also have that type of gift.
All right.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about ministry in the UK and all that. How different? Because you've planted churches.
Yeah.
Power Center. Even in Ghana. How many churches do you have in Ghana?
In Ghana, I think we had about 25 or something.
Only in
like
Ghana?
That. In Ghana, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in
different parts
of
Ghana, and also in the world, in Africa.
Africa altogether is about almost 70 branches.
Wow. How do you coordinate all of them?
It's amazing.
Because pastoring one church is...
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Pastoring one church.
See, that's what I said, that if you are called.
If you're called, okay.
If you are called. Okay, of course you go through some storms. People will betray you. People will leave you. All sorts of things are happening. But one thing I know, that anytime I face that type of challenges, God is always at hand, because I'll go back to him and then I'll talk to him and we negotiate. By the time I realize, he let me forget about it so that I can move on. And that is how we survive. And you know about when I had that accident in Malawi, that I died. Yes.
Okay.
You see, a lot of people said to me, why are you still burning to do, go to these places knowing that it is dangerous?
You died in the midst of...
In the midst of doing charity work, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I was in Malawi just about a month ago.
Oh, you went back?
I went back.
Okay.
Oh, I've been going back.
You know...
He said, even though we walk through the shadow of death, we fear no evil.
You know, there's a place that when I was going to school, my phone was stolen. And from university days, I've never passed that area before.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Because they stole my first phone. I was like, I'm not passing there again. And anytime people say we should pass there, I say, I'm not passing. And
this woman is stubborn.
It's stubborn.
Oh, yes, yes.
You went there again.
I went, separate. I was there in a month ago.
Wow.
I even passed there.
Okay. When they said don't pass,
I passed, and we went to do the charity work.
Okay.
Even after that near-death experience, 3 months after, I went back.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's why I said it's a call.
It's a call. Okay.
When you open up, a lot of people think ministry is just standing in pulpit and shabo, and then telling people this, and you have a gap, so you can have plenty congregation and things like that. That is not ministry.
No, that's not.
If you are in ministry, you will go through the challenges, you go through the storms. Sometimes you feel rejected. Sometimes you feel as if nobody cares. Sometimes you have to give and give and give, and the inner self or the demons outside will be speaking to you. Can't you see you are wasting your time, you are wasting your money? But if you know God has called you, you go through the storm. But Jesus is always there to calm the storm on your behalf. So in ministry, we've been through a lot.
You've been through a lot?
A lot. Betrayals, especially those people you have opened your heart and things like that, they let you down. But because I know who called me, and I know who, if I can talk to somebody I did not know, I did not see as a child, and I get my response, I can tell God, I need to go and pay my school fees. I can't go because my uncle then was a terror, But now I thank God for his life, because that training has helped me a lot to become who I am.
Who you are.
Those days I think it was, bully, or
You couldn't go to him for school fees?
You can't. Even
did you ever try?
Hey!
You went so
Bishop,
many times.
Even his presence.
His presence alone.
Okay. Alone can make you have diarrhea. Talk about
going there.
Yeah, but it's so funny that when he was old and a month before he passed away, I went to visit him.
Oh.
And I told him everything, the pain he put me through, the beatings,
Oh, you were beaten?
Oh, yes. Serious one.
Okay.
The beatings, everything, the fear. I said to him, he said, oh, I'm sorry. Oh. And then I said to him that I was in pain, but then what I went through as a child have made me a better person today.
You were in pain?
I was in pain. I felt rejected. I felt that because I was separated from my biological, I didn't even know I had a biological sisters.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know, and a brother, I didn't know.
Okay.
But my uncle, his children, I took them as my own brothers. Okay. It's only when I was, after 13 years before I realized that they were not biological. But we still connect up to now. We are still.
So have you met your sisters and all that?
Oh, okay. When I was, about 14, one day I was at school. When they came, I saw a man who I look a little bit like. And I saw 3 sisters. One was a little darker and the 2 were fair. And, one particular one, her name is Archbishop, Bishop-elect Janet Karakari. Oh, we look alike. Oh, okay. So they said, hey, there's some people coming. They were asking for mercy. And then so when when they came to the school, I was so proud.
Okay.
You know, and then my sister Comfort brought me Achimota sandals.
Wow.
And I was the best in the school because you can't even wear chalewete to school. You wear it to a certain place and you have to take it out. Because we had a teacher, I forgot his name now. He will give you a good beating.
If you wear chalewete.
Chalewete. Hey! So...
Why, it was not allowed?
Yeah, he tried to make the school a boy, but it's a poor man's school, but what can you do? So, but all this made me who I am.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the pains, that it's not only me per se. My uncle owned children, too. He disciplined them. He called it discipline. But in London, we call it abuse.
Okay.
But then in there was a bishop, my husband, Archbishop, wrote a book, The Power of Inconvenience. Maybe next time he comes, you can talk about the power of inconvenience. So that time, there was inconvenience, but there was something in there.
God was doing something.
God was doing something in there, which I did not understand. But I thank God I was able to talk to my uncle about what he put me through. And then he apologized to me, and I said I was sad. And then he, you know, we managed to trash that thing out. I'm glad I did that. All this year I kept it, so I refused to even visit him when I was in London. Yeah, before when I come back, I will give them all the goodies, and even my father, I only give him a small. But when I remembered, the enemy made me remembered. So I decided I'm not going in there. But God have to talk to me through Archbishop Wood.
Okay.
And so I went back, and I went a few times before he passed.
Okay.
But when he passed, I fly all the way from London to come because they count me as his child. Because I lived with him from the age of 5.5 till I was 18 before I left.
Before you left.
Yes.
Oh, you left Ghana at age 18.
Yeah, and I left Ghana 20. Because after I left him, I got a job with in Accra.
Okay, in Accra. Okay.
When I was 19, that is. Hey, the children don't listen to me. Yeah, so I met Bishop when I was just about to get 20.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, and 41 years we are still together.
41 years?
Yes.
Wow. Yes. Wow. 41 years.
41 years.
What was the secret to longevity in marriage? That will not pass me by.
Yeah.
41 years.
41 is humility.
Humility, okay.
And also understanding each other.
Okay.
And knowing that if you can cope with marriage, you can cope with ministry. But I'm blessed that I had a very good mother-in-law. And she told me some secrets.
Okay.
Yes. And that thing really helped me how to cope. Because Bishop is not somebody who associates himself to people. No. He can be friend with you unless he trusted you to a degree before he will open up.
Okay.
Yes. So my mother-in-law told me all this to prepare me. So I know.
You were a people person.
I am a people person.
But he's a bit reserved.
He's a reserved. But I made him now a little bit people person.
You've influenced him?
Influenced him a little bit. A little bit. Okay. He's a good man.
He's a very good man.
He's a very good man.
More than two people, I've seen catalogs of him.
Yes.
Showing how they grew up spiritually.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And so in ministry, he always said, how you manage your home is how you manage your ministry.
Okay.
Some people will manage their ministry so hey in the eyes of people, but home there's fire.
Okay.
Yeah. So how do we cope in ministry, married together, working the same, doing everything
together?
Together.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Even share a tea bag.
Okay.
Together.
Together. Nobody's drinking past the other.
No.
Together, everything together.
Everything have to be.
Right. But you mentioned very important point, humility.
Humility is very important.
From both sides.
Yeah, from both sides. Because he understands me that I want to clear my bank.
Okay.
To help other people.
Okay.
Rather than, even, you can take me to shop.
Okay.
I won't buy anything for myself.
For yourself, okay.
But let somebody ask me, I'll go and help the person.
Wow.
So he used to say, as for her, we went to America and a pastor took us to shop. He said, Mommy, I want you to select whatever you want. I take this one, I look at the price, I put it down. And then my husband whispered to her ears, this woman, you can stay here till tomorrow. She will never pick anything.
Anything.
You know, that is a sort of person.
The sort of person you are.
I am.
Okay.
That's why my name is Mercy.
Okay.
I don't know why my parents named me Mercy.
Aww.
You know, the mercy in you is always at work.
It's always at work. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even when you are in pain.
Okay. Even when you are in pain.
Even when you are in pain.
Is ministry painful?
Ministry.
How many years have you done ministry, Mommy?
Oh, we are entering our, I think, we are 39.
39
years. Yeah, okay. Going to 40 years. Yeah, so we'll be around for a little while. But we are the silence people. Okay. So not many people know.
You don't go that out, okay.
You go through some challenges. Like I said, if you know God has called you, we don't make noise.
I love that. If you know that God has called you.
If you know, you don't make noise because God speaks for you. You know, like I said, from childhood, I know how to talk to God. Because where I was, I told you, the fear, the beatings, the uncertainty, not feeling love, feeling rejected, and all those things. Because later on, when I find my sisters, we click. Okay. And thank God all of us are in ministry. Isn't it amazing?
All your sisters are in ministry?
Yes.
Amazing.
The one heading Akosomo, I would say that Ghana. Okay. She is based in Akosomo. Akosomo, okay. Yes. And she is tough a little bit. The children knows. Okay. But it's good. Okay. Because she used to be very timid. Okay. And I said to her that you need to rise up. Okay. You know, and thank God she's bold. But sometimes I have to come here a little down. But it helped me. What I went through as a child, it helped me. For me today, I can go to any length, to any country. I'm not afraid. I went to Egoma, where there's some area they even eat, you know.
Human beings?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I went there as a woman to go and preach, go and do charity work. And people were amazed. How can a woman? And I said, yeah, because if God has not called you, when God called you, yes, God, when God, there's a lot of people God have called. There's a lot of people, they call themselves. Because they can preach, they can make noise, they think God has called them. If a storm hits you, you will give up.
If a storm hits you,
you will give up.
Okay.
Or you want another solution. You want another place, you know, where it can be cool a bit. But in the heat of the moment, God just come in and cool you down. So people ask me, how do you do all this charity work and all these things and things like that? And I tell them, it's the will of God. It's the will of God. Okay. You know, and there's a time where I was sacrificing for a lot of people, and I neglected my own nieces and nephews, you know. But one day God wake me up. She says, the time has come.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
The time has come.
The time has
All
come.
right. Then let's take a break because the time has come. When we come back from this break, Archbishop Dr. Mercy Wood is my guest on Impact Live. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. This is Impact Live. If you're watching us on television, head straight to our YouTube channel, IMPACTLIVE, and then you add with Felix Dazi. That's what you have on your screen, and you will be subscribed to this channel and then get to follow us for more. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. We'll still have an insightful conversation, especially for women who want to be in ministry and do well. We have some stats for you. I'll be back.
February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty God. January, February, March, April, May, June down to December.
You are welcome to Woodwell Technical Vocational College. I am CY Ghana, the head teacher of Woodwell Missions Technical Vocational College, and I will encourage all guidance and parents to enroll their children in Woodwell Missions Technical Vocational College, because here is the only school that your child can enjoy critic serene atmosphere which is conducive for learning.
Welcome back. You're still watching Impact Live right here on television. Well, as I told you earlier on, head to our YouTube page and enjoy more conversations if you're watching us on television. Well, my guest is still Archbishop Dr. Mercy Wood from the Power Chapel in the UK, and she's in Ghana now, and we're having an amazing time. Well, when we spoke about, before the break, we spoke about ministry and all that. But first of all, let me ask you, do you think women are very important in the plan of God concerning ministry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. For when God called me, because my father invited a Church of Christ into Akosomo.
Oh, okay.
And Koforidia.
Okay.
So, they are very strict when it comes to women. Women should not, speak outside. You can speak to woman, but not in the congregation. So, for many years, when God even called me to ministry, I was still a bit confused, as well as, until God have to speak to me.
To speak to you. Okay.
Yes. As he always does.
Okay.
And then that's why I say, yes, Lord. And I accepted it. So a lot of women are frustrated, maybe because your husband is a pastor. So you have to become a sofumame and you have to preach.
Preach, okay.
But a lot of women got frustrated because maybe they are not called into ministry. They are called as a helper and supporter. And in that's where your true calling will come. Will come. Yes. Some pastors' calling also is maybe music to help the husband ministry. But as time goes by, they divert into women ministry is not easy. It is very difficult.
Women's ministry is not easy. It is very difficult.
It is very difficult because a lot of people admire you. I've got a lot of admirers, both men and women. Yes. Sometimes I will, in the plane, I will meet somebody in the plane. He says, "It's here." It's here. And then they'll mention the name just to see at 10 at 10, both high and low.
Okay.
And sometimes in the shop. Sometimes we'll go and do shopping and on our way, you are about to pay. Say, oh, this person has paid for you. So you work with people following you left, right, and center, but you don't know. A lot of women are going through some difficulties. That's why I say women ministry is not a joke. One, they compare. Somebody can tell you, you don't deserve your husband.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Me, you can't say that to me. Because my husband always tell people, I am here, I am because of this woman.
Wow.
You know, and a lot of women too, they are there for their husbands, but sometimes they feel like a second hand when they are at church, because the secretaries and the, you know, wherever it is, they take more promise than their wife. And if a man of God, you are watching me, please take care of your wife, because a woman can break you or make you or help you. Minister William preached in Malawi, and I remember him telling people, I still have the video. He said to them, women are dangerous. They can help you make your church, and they can break your church.
Exactly.
And it is true. You know, a lot of churches break because of this. So if you're a man of God, you are watching, please, just listen to your wife. I don't say listen to their nagging, but listen to them. Maybe there is something inside that you can learn. And this is why I have the liberty to be able to travel around and leaving my husband behind for a month or 6 weeks or, you know, 2 weeks, you name it. Because he knows the calling that God has called me. And he always said, I'm not available to argue with God.
Okay.
You know, I know some women, they can't go anywhere, they can't do anything in fear. So women ministry are not just going to do fashion show. Anytime I had the privilege to minister in some women conferences here in Ghana when I come, you know, I always tell them practicality. Tell them, women, you don't have to look. Today I will say it so people can hear it. I'm over 60.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Over 60.
I'm a pensioner. I'm a pensioner.
Okay, 60 years. Wow,
Yeah. I'm a pensioner.
Over 60 years.
Over 60 years.
Wow.
Now.
Then you've taken care of yourself well.
Oh, yes.
60 and being
yes,
healthy.
God has been good to me.
Wow.
God has been really, really good to me. And also, I had people around me who doesn't give me wahala.
They don't stress you.
No stress me, no. Because otherwise I'll be old before my time. And so in ministry, if you have supporters, not always about money. It's about people who can. Even somebody send you a text. Hello, how are you? I hope you are okay. That's what maybe a woman of God wants to hear. You know, and because a lot of them cry in bed, but they can't come out and say it because they are huge.
Okay.
Yeah. And so in ministry, if you're a woman, you feel God is calling you to go into ministry, do your homework. God speak, the devil speak. Listen to that still voice. If God wants you to go into, he will make things easy for you into ministry. And he will bring people around you who will be there with you, who will support you. Of course, you get the Sambalas and the Tobias. Of course, you get the Judas and, you know, those people, yes. But in there, if God has called you, there is always some Barnabas around who will be there for you, you know, in your moment of storm. As I said, we all go through a lot of storms. And so, as a woman and in ministry, you always, the first person before you even went ministry is God. Is God. So we allow God to be God in our life. We can't do it by ourselves.
Okay. We allow God to be God. We can't do it by ourselves.
If you try, you will die. If you try, you will be frustrated.
You'll be frustrated. Okay. For a woman helping the
Archbishop.
The Archbishop or a pastor. I should talk in general. What are some of the things to consider in order for the work to move on successfully in terms of women helping their men in terms of ministry?
Forget about you.
Forget about you, okay.
You cannot be equal. Excuse me, sorry. I'm still suffering from jet lag.
That's fine.
You can, even though we are both archbishops,
All right.
we are both doctors, but I know my level. I respect him, and he respects me. Because two people cannot be in one ship. The captains, it will collapse. So even if you are the one God has called, and you marry in the middle of your marriage, it means that that's why I pray that you don't get a bully husband. If you get a bully husband, from beginning, God will show you a lot of signs. But sometimes we overlook the sign God is giving us for the benefit we are going to get. But God will give you a sign from beginning that where you are going, it may be sugary on the long way, sugary, honey, but you haven't really reached the salt, which is a sort of life. So it is very hard as a woman of God, but I would say they should persevere. We have been in the month of persevering in the work of God since January. Bishop seems not to shift. He said God said he should not shift. So from January, persevere in your service of God. February, persevere in your service, up to June. God said he wants that word perseverance to hit us. So in the middle of the storm, you can persevere. You can persevere in your marriage. You can persevere with your children. You can persevere with all sorts of things. And in the moment of that, you see that God himself will back you.
Okay.
And so supporting your husband, sometimes people from outside is the one who will come and whip her. You have worked hard. Look how you have built the man. And look at you. Look, somebody else is enjoying and you. Human beings are funny. But if you're a woman of God and you are supporting your husband, please continue to support. It's not him, but it's God. God does reward. So perseverance in ministry can take you very far. Some people give up. Oh, let me try this one because there's a hiccup in here. But no. In the middle of hiccup, that's where you're blessed. That's what I said. The power of inconvenience. There's a power in the inconvenience. Because whatever we are doing is inconvenient. How should I leave my husband in London in a nice, today warm, tomorrow cold prison, sitting in your living room and still have an extra jacket in your own? Why should I leave him to go out to do God work? Except you have been called. So if you're a woman who wants to be in ministry, you have to sell yourself. That's why a lot of people say, why are you so humble? You can fit in anywhere. Yeah, I can fit in anywhere. Why should I raise myself up? No. If I go, I'm not taking anything with me. God have done so much for us. We have so many schools. We have so many things. But it's not non-profit schools.
Okay.
But still God feed us.
Okay.
We don't get anything from our ministries worldwide. No.
Okay.
We don't call them and say every man, how much are you bringing? No, we don't do that. But God feed us. It's the other way around.
Okay.
But God feed us. So if you're a woman and you feel God is calling you to ministry, please pray.
Okay.
Pray and don't rush in because you see somebody else doing. Okay. So you too feel that, oh, I can do it. You'll be frustrated. If God has called you, He will give you the key. And one of the keys is the perseverance.
Okay. One of the key is perseverance. Interesting. I mean, let's get to talk about how ministry is supposed to be impactful. When we talk about impact in ministry, for our viewers who are watching us on television, what would you tell them is impact? So when we say someone has made an impact in ministry, what would you say is impact in ministry?
Yes, impact in ministry is not about numbers. Some people will say, oh, they have made impact because they have thousands of congregation. Bishop would preach a message. He says, go see the churches, the invisible congregation and visible congregation. The invisible congregation are the people who support the church when everybody else turn their back. There's the invisible. You don't see them, but they are there. But the visible one, there are many. You see that also this church has got thousands of congregation. They may be impacting, people will see impact. But in God's eyes, they don't see any impact. Impacting somebody is going to their level to be able to impart something to them so that tomorrow they have something in their hand. Like I said, you've been doing this work for so many years. You are impacting a lot of people.
Thank you.
Maybe you have not realized. Yes. You see, a lot of people tells me, every day I get some people I don't even know.
No.
They say, you have been impacting my life. You have never met me. But I follow you. And you are just who you say you are. And that is something that I trust that the young ministers who are coming, they will pick it up. Be yourself. Don't be who you are not. A lot of people borrow to become big so that people will know they are big. If you are big, you are anointed. The outside gentility, home cry. So just impart people. Let God. Let them see God in you. That is impactful. You are imparting this story. I'm sharing into people. When people are listening and watching, maybe somebody is at the verge of committing suicide.
Exactly.
Somebody may be at the edge of, I have suffered in ministry and nobody cares. Maybe to turn their life around. I have died and come back. I'm supposed to give up, but I don't.
But here you are.
Here I am. Looking more younger than
before.
I was then.
You're still looking the same as I met you.
I know.
But I have changed.
You have changed. You have slimmed.
I have slimmed down.
Yes, you have. It's all by the grace of God.
The grace of God, exactly.
And so my encouragement to people who are watching, watching this television and YouTube and wherever, and the Facebook, is that God has called you. If He has called you, He will make a way. You will face challenges, but He's always there. If you look at the challenges, if you look at those who impact in the Bible, they didn't get it easy. It wasn't easy. But they made an impact that we are following. Even Jesus, our Lord Himself, the impact He made was even when He was insulted, when He was talking to a woman, His own people. Didn't understand why is she talking to this woman. But the reason why, I was, I think, 1999, we were in Athens, our first place where we were going to preach. And, I had the privilege to follow Paul, to see the places Paul went, to even went to the toilet. Apostle Paul went.
Okay.
Yes. where
in 1999.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, I had the privilege of following, because you know sometimes it's good to know certain things. The reason why Paul even told women to be silent in church, people are abusing it and using it, but they don't understand why. Women will talk, even at church. Look at the hair.
You'll be laughing at someone's
Look
shoe.
at the, yeah.
Okay.
Look at the shoe.
Look at her earrings. She doesn't know how to dress and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, they are sitting in church. So they are talking. They are not listening to the man of God who is preaching.
Okay.
So he said to the woman, shh. Now you are asking questions after I finished preaching and you don't understand. You are asking questions here.
But when I was preaching, you were talking.
You were talking. Go home. When you go home, ask your husband to explain it to you.
Okay, okay. But some people have made a doctrine out of it.
They have made a doctrine out of it. And also the scarf is another thing. Paul mentioned something that women should cover their hair. He didn't mean go and tie your hair so much when the scarf come out, somebody will faint. The smell. He said the hair.
Okay.
You know, there's a place called Mount Demos in Corinth, where the old Corinth is and the new Corinthians, where we call it Corinthians. There is a mountain Demos. And the mountain to Corinth, that is where a place where the gigolos and the prostitutes. So my research I had was the men have their hair on their hair, and the women too differentiate that I am one of them.
Okay.
You know. So Paul addressed them. Cover your hair, women. Your hair is your beauty. He didn't say go and have a scarf and tied up. He didn't say that. But people have made an issue out of it.
They made a doctrine, a whole doctrine out of it.
Yes, out of it. And this thing makes as if they are holy. But those people even, when God comes, then he will judge. So, and mind you, those areas, some places are very hot. Like if you go to Israel, that side, you know, it's very hot. So they cover themselves. So that one is, the Mary people is different. You understand what I mean?
Understand.
Yes. You know, so some of them think if you cover that make you holy. Right. But somebody can be covering it and go and do things, or stab their sister or their brother back, or a sister at church back, yet they cover themselves in the name of I'm holy. Because if I come and tell you that's it, somebody said this and that and that and that.
You call me like my mom who is angry. When my mother is angry, that's how she calls me. Nazi.
You see? So I'm your mom today.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So that is how it is.
It is.
And if you are able to control yourself, you will go very far. So when God opened my eyes into seeing those things, why Paul did what Paul did, it has really helped me in many, because I rejected the call.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yes. Because of certain things.
Things that...
Yes. Women are not allowed to. This women are not allowed. Until I heard from God himself. I told you from early age, I communicate with him. So after everything came, that is why I have a key to be able to open every lock. And that is how. So in women in ministry, and I do a lot of women, you know, talk, and I tell them frankly what it is.
Okay.
You know, don't go and borrow to become something you are not. Because it will catch up with you.
Yeah, don't go and borrow to become something you are not. It will catch up with you.
It will catch up with you.
All right.
Because a lot of people are working with loans, you know, just to let people see that they have their church is the most, Jesus, even himself is sitting on there. But then there's a lot of debt. You can't even sleep.
All right.
No. Just be who you are.
Okay.
Humble beginning, work with the Lord, and the Lord who has called you will never, never, anytime, we do this work. And if you want to follow only church money, you can't do nothing. Because the bills even hasn't been paid.
Been paid, exactly.
Yeah. But if you know what you are doing, you see that God himself will speak to people. God speaks to people all the time.
Okay.
Especially when I'm in need. Not in need for myself, but when I'm in need for the work of God or for somebody's life. You see that God will just come in out of blue. And then the need that I have, he will just meet it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's amazing. Because of time, this is where we have to wrap up.
Okay.
But we'll do this again.
Okay.
We'll do this again. Because it's an hour program. So this is where. But you are in Ghana for something amazing. Why are you here in Ghana?
Yeah, I'm in Ghana to visit some of
The churches.
our branches, yes.
Okay.
And then one or two other programs. The main one is to inaugurate our school.
Wow.
Our technical vocational school.
Wow.
In Akosombo.
In Akosombo, okay.
And my assistant admin is sitting near me.
Near you, okay.
She's doing fantastic work.
Okay.
Yes, because she behaves like me. This work you have to be hard sometimes, yes. And I really appreciate her work.
Okay.
Even though sometimes she feels she's not doing much, but she's doing fantastic work.
Okay.
And so that's why that will be on the 22nd of July. Yes.
Okay.
But I also have another major one on the 16th of July. Okay. Minister William, who I think you will interview later, he's doing his single, launching of his single. Okay. As well as we have some visitors from our main church in London. Okay. They are also coming in a little orchestra to join them and to have a gospel night. Okay. That will be on the 16th of July. Okay. And then 22nd of July is the big opening of the technical vocational school, which is also, because of that, a lot of young boys who were street boys, some of them, they are orphans. Oh, yes. It hasn't been easy for Bishop-elect Mama J. We call her Mama J. It hasn't been easy because you have to remold them. They have been already molded, and you have to remold them. So sometimes challenges, but by the grace of God, we give them the opportunity to go to school, and now they finish to junior secondary school, and then we have taken them into the technical vocational. And now some of them can even do electrical things.
Wow.
It's a welding, beautician, fashion, tailoring, both boys and girls. We have metal, we have carpentry, we have computing, and we have, what do they call this one? Technical drawing.
Okay. So everything technical and vocational?
Yes, vocational. Why not secondary school? I said secondary school, you will finish, but you don't have nowhere to go.
You know, in Europe, it's a big thing for technical and vocational.
Yes, Europe is a big thing. London now, the government is trying to, that's why we are also trying to do it here. So we took the secondary school out.
Exactly.
The reason being is, you can go to secondary school and finish. But where are you going? Okay. You can even go to university and finish.
And
where are you going? A lot of people who have been to university, I know some of them, know where to go. So this one is a place where we are impacting people. That's why we call it changing lives through education.
Education, all right. Thank you so much. Archbishop Dr. Mercy Wood. It's been an amazing time talking to you. And for numbers, those who want to attend the program and those who want to support whatever you're doing for God, because you are doing a remarkable job right here in Africa as a whole. But your numbers and your digits for those who want to get in contact. Yes,
they can. If anybody who is watching want to support for us to buy more sewing machines, because the more children are coming to the school, So I can give them, I don't mind giving
Okay,
them
so-
my
sure.
number.
Okay,
which
so
is,
the number.
Yes, 02647 56653.
All right. Again.
02647 56653.
All right.
Yeah, they can get in touch
All right.
with me, or they can inbox me on my Facebook.
All right.
Bishop Mercy Wood.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing time talking to you. All right. Well, we had an amazing time, most amazing time. My name is Felix Dazi. Thank you so much for joining us. Head straight to our YouTube channel. As I said, Impact Live with Felix Dazi. Don't forget, your mind is the most powerful tool. Make sure you don't waste it. I'll see you on our next episode. Bye-bye.
February, March, April, May, June down to December. God, you've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. Count my blessings, name them one by one. You've been so good. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You've been my lawyer, shelter, helper, provider, healer, helper, God. I will not forget. I will not forget. I will not forget. You are all I need. You are all I want. Mighty.